Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside Dryden Park Academy in the courtyard, Kyle's sitting by the pond thinking, till Stefan came to where he is. And Kyle saw and got up and faced his twin brother. Look, I'm sorry that I freaked out back there. I just want a fresh start. Well, nobody will judge. Well, I guess that's sort of panic. All I'm saying is, whatever happened before wasn't our fault. You're just gonna pretend that that didn't happen because there's no guarantee that this place might meet the same fate. Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Oliver's reading the book. Just as Taylor came in, and Oliver saw, and as she closed the door, and turned and faced Oliver. Don't you knock? We need to talk. Shouldn't you be with Joshua? I should be now, but I'm not. What are you doing here? Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Charm International Hotel in the courtyard in the middle of the squirrel bush, lies a lifeless Ricky, lies who appears to be stabbed. Meanwhile, inside the hotel, in Karen and Bradley's suite, Karen came out of the bathroom to the bedroom and don't see her husband at all. Bradley? And as Karen looked around, I wonder where he might be. Meanwhile, in the common room, as Angela's waiting, Tashawn came to where she is, and she saw and got up and faced him. And he signed them? No, and I'm really starting to worry about them. Maybe they're still in the ballroom. I just checked, and they're not there. Meanwhile, in the women's bathroom, Rachel's reading herself, and as Gwen came out the stall, and went to where Rachel is, who saw her. Did my sister manage to fight? No. I just want to see how good I can be. After all, we Dawsons can't stay down for good. I fully agree. And as they went and left the restroom, just as Vanessa came out of the stall, having heard their conversation. Meanwhile, in the ballroom, as Steven and Carol are dancing while they're talking. Boy, it feels so good dancing the night away. I couldn't agree. In fact, I have a feeling 1996 is gonna be a good year to our family. I hear to that. Meanwhile, outside at the courtyard, Jan and Thomas are talking. You know I'm not easy to abide. You're not even sure what that means. Anyways, I gotta go. And as Thomas turned and head back inside, just as Jan sat down by the pond. Meanwhile, Thomas is on his way to the ballroom, but is suddenly knocked up from behind. And as he collapsed to the floor, and the person who knocked him out is revealed to be Cole. I have to make certain everything goes according to plan. And as two people came to where Cole is, and he saw them, you two know what to do. Meanwhile, on the other side, Mildred's walking, till Jan came to where Mildred is. Mildred, wait! And as Mildred stopped and turned and faced Jan, just as Jan came to where Mildred is. Jan, you really shouldn't be out here. I really need your advice. What can I do? Make certain Frank and Mimi's family don't torment. Hey, not to worry. You saved all of us, okay? Thank you. And as Cole came to their arm, and Mildred and Jan saw him. Cole, I was looking everywhere for you. I had to let my parents know that I'm fine. So now that I'm back, you need not to worry. Why don't we go back inside? I'm certain there's plenty of celebration to do. Meanwhile, a few yards from them behind the bush, lies a lifeless Ricky, who appears to have been stabbed. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the courtyard, Kyle and Stefan are talking. If I didn't know any better, I say you to villain me. What's that word everyone keep on saying? Oh, that's right, a guilty conscience. That's your theory. What's yours? Okay, maybe you're right. I should relax and make some friends around here. That's more like it. Anyways, what's gotten you so excited to be here? Well, as you know, there are many opportunities we have here that are so limitless, I figure, why not take advantage of it? Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Taylor and Oliver are talking. Your grandparents were talking about Joshua about you. Yeah, they've given me the third degree about it, and we don't treat family. We both were forced. Really don't want to rehash that drama, so I ask you again. I know why I'm here. I just want all of us, despite what happened, to get along when the term begin. Why do you even care? Because I do for the matter. And as someone came in, and it's Miss Drake, and Taylor and Oliver saw her. Meanwhile, in Paris, France, outside the Good Charm International Hotel in the courtyard on the other side, Jan, Mildred, and Cole are talking. You know what? I'm gonna leave you two alone. And as Jan turned and walked away, while Mildred and Cole continue talking. Happy New Year's. Look, I'm sorry. Yeah, it would have been much better if you'd been there at midnight. Like I said, I'm truly sorry. I wanted to be there for you so much. Well, since you were talking to your parents, I decided to let it go. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. And as they begin kissing each other. Oh my God! And as they pull away. Was that Jan? Yeah, I think it was. What's going on? And as Bradley came to where they are, and Mildred and Cole saw him. We're Jan. Come on. And as they went to where Jan is. And they discover Ricky, who lies lifeless. Just as Hannah and Ryan came to where they are. And they saw. Oh my God. This isn't what it looked like. I know you didn't do this. The question of the matter is, who did? I have a good hunch on who. Meanwhile, in Karen and Bradley's suite, Karen came back to the bedroom from the other room just as the phone rang, and as she went and answered the room phone. Hello? Oh, hey Rita, how's everything? That's good, honey. Your father and I miss you very much. You do know that. Yeah. I see. Okay, you'll be safe, and know we'll always be there for you. And by the way, we're gonna swing by there real soon. Okay. I love you too. Bye. And as Karen hung up, and as she thinking, the measures I go to protect my children is so amazing. Meanwhile, in the hallway, Vanessa's sitting on the stairs, and as she thinking, just as Miles came up the stairs and Vanessa saw him. Miles. And as Miles stopped, just as Vanessa got up and faced him. Vanessa, you okay? Yeah, I just doing some thinking of what New Year's has in store. Excuse me. And as Vanessa went downstairs. Meanwhile, in the ballroom where the party is still taking place, let's get to Angela and Sean, who came in and went towards Isabella, Vince, Eric, and Lucy, who saw them. What's going on? Have you two seen Gwen and Rachel? Is everything alright? I just want to, and as Claire and Greg came in, and they saw them, just as they came to the R. Mom, Dad, I'm surprised to see this party still in full swing. How did you get here so fast? We know a friend that has a jet. Plus, we took it around 10 and arrived here at 3 a.m. And as Rachel and Gwen came to where they are, and they saw them. What's going on? We were worried about you. Is there something going on? Meanwhile, Carol and Steve are talking, and as Steve sits on Wong's wife. Honey, what's wrong? Something's not right. What do you mean by that? I don't know. I just had this bad feeling. Hey, no bad news. We have everything we need here. Maybe you're right. Of course I am. And as Carol leaned on her husband, just as Miles came to the arm. Excuse me. And as they turned and faced Miles, you two must be Steve and Carol. Miles, what's going on? There's something I need to tell you too. Meanwhile, in the storage closet, Thomas is lying on the ground unconscious with a bloody knife in his right hand. Meanwhile, let's get back inside the ballroom where Angela, Sean, Gwen, Rachel, Claire, and Greg are talking. We were worried about you too. Sean, Mom, Dad, we're fine. I'm glad you two decided to come and join us. Well, be as it may, we do worry about others, meaning your brothers, CJ and Matt, being left behind. I admit, that wasn't fun at all. But good thing in the matter, Matt's in England in the boarding school while CJ's in Scotland. Well, I'm feeling kind of tired, so I'm gonna turn in. I'll walk you to your room. And as Jan came to where they are and they saw her. Jan? And as she said something wrong. You okay? Yeah, you look like you've seen it. It's Ricky. And it's really not good. Meanwhile, Eric, Lucy, Isabella, and Vince are talking. And as Eric said something wrong to his girlfriend. What's wrong, Lucy? I feel danger, Lucy. I assure you the Collins won't harm us. He's right. But it seems sort of odd since last look. Can we not talk about this? Mildred, and as Mildred and Cole came to the arm and they saw them. And Eric said something wrong with his older sister. You okay, sis? I think you all should come and see this. Meanwhile, in the common area, Linda came to where Wayne, Mimi, and Frank is. Everything is in play. Good. Let's see if those fools take our bait. I'm certain they will. As for our suspect, already ahead of you. In fact, I'm willing to bet you that some of them already know who done the deed. Well, I gotta admit, that is a great idea to start the new year, to give those fools a run for their money. While that's in motion, Frank, let us prepare our next phase. And as Mimi and Frank turned and head upstairs, just as Linda turned to Wayne. It appears we did good. Of course we did. Now, we gotta make certain Zach won't find out the truth of his real parents. And you and I gotta make certain for whoever finds out will be taken care of in the end. Meanwhile, in the outskirts of London, England, inside the Dryden Park Academy in the courtyard, Kyle and Stefan are talking. Alright, fine. Look, I do have a question. What is it? Aren't you curious to who our parents really is? No, and frankly I don't give a damn, and neither should you. They made a decision to dump us all like yesterday's rubbish. So far as I'm concerned, they can stuff it. Wow, that's enough about them. Why don't we just enjoy the new year here? Perhaps you're right. And as Stefan turned and walked away, and as Kyle thinking, maybe there's more to why our parents dropped us off. Meanwhile, in Oliver's room, Taylor and Oliver are surprised by Mrs. Drake's arrival. Miss Drake, and as Oliver stand up, followed by Taylor. Miss Osborne, why didn't you sign in? I'm sorry, I must have forgotten. You know it's required here when you come back from holiday. Miss Sabin, holiday's almost over, so I hope you're ready for the next term, because it's about to begin in a few days. You mean tomorrow? I know what I said. You know what? Why don't I go sign in right now? I see we're getting somewhere. And as Taylor went and left Oliver's room, and Mrs. Drake turned and faced Oliver. Consider that talk back you just said to me a freebie, because when the term begins and you do that, there will be consequences. And as Miss Drake turned and left Oliver's room. Meanwhile, in Paris, France, at the Good Charm International Hotel outside, in the courtyard, on the other side, Hannah, Ryan, and Bradley are talking. That can't be. Of course! I was talking with Steve and Carol, and he and Sean stopped a fight between them. We have to tell my parents, along with Carol and Steve. I'll go find them. And as Hannah turned and head back inside, that is one of the reasons to why that family's never be trusted at all. And as Mildred, Cole, Lucy, Eric, Isabel, and Vince came on the scene. And as Ryan went to where they are. Oh my god. Mildred, what are you? Paramedics are on their way. Dad, what happened? There was a murder here. Meanwhile, in Karen and Bradley's sweet room, Karen is lying in bed to someone knock on her door. And as she got up and went and got the door. And it's the room service guy who has a trolley that has bowls of strawberries and ice cream and all sorts of goodies. You want some dessert, ma'am? I believe you are speaking my mind. Set it over there, please. And as the guy rolled the trolley in and put it by the TV. And as he came back to her, Karen is, thank you. And as she tipped him $100. No problem, Miss Gertrude. Have a good night. And as he went and left the room while Karen went and closed the door and turned and saw the tray of goodies by the TV. And as she thinking, now, I think it's time I show my lovely husband how I really feel about him. Meanwhile, in the ballroom, where the party is starting to wind down, Carol, Steve, and Miles are talking. What is it, Miles? It's about your son, Ricky. What about it? Look, I don't want to be the one to teach. Just tell us already. Steve, please calm down. I think you better come with me. Meanwhile, in the storage closet, Thomas is lying on the ground unconscious with a bloody knife in his right hand. And as he slowly began to awaken, and surprised at what he saw in his right hand, and as he quickly sat up. Meanwhile, in the courtyard, Mimi and Frank are making out. Just as Vanessa came to the arm and saw what's going on. Mom, Dad, can you please not suck face and pay attention to me for 1 second? And as they pull away in turn and face their daughter. Wow, I cannot believe it. I just did. I thought she was well, I'm not for the matter. So, what do we owe this pleasure? I want in. I'm sorry. I don't really follow. You know what I'm talking about. I want to fulfill the family legacy. Meanwhile, on the other side of the courtyard, Hannah, Ryan, Lucy, Eric, Angela, Vince, Isabella, Sean, and Brownie are talking. Just as the coroner people arrive. That family is unbelievable. We don't know who did this. I think I do. I was talking to Steve and Carol earlier, and Steve and I broke up a fight that involves Thomas and Ricky. If I were to guess, I would say Gwen is the person they long to be. Where is Thomas right now? You know what, Dad? I'll find him right now. Wrong! Because the four of you lot is gonna be heading back to school. Mom, you can't be serious. She is, and so am I. I'm gonna go check on my wife. And as Bradley turned and walk away. What the hell is going on here? And as Angela, Sean, Gwen, Rachel, Claire, and Greg arrived and saw the coroner carrying a covered body bag. Who's in there? It's fine. It's Claire and Greg. They're the chief police from Los Angeles. There's been a stabbing. A stabbing? Do you know who's in that bag? And as Gwen realized, please tell me that's not who I think it is in that thing. And as Steve, Carol, and Miles arrived and saw, no! Ricky! Is there a way you can unlock it for a minute? Please! And as the man went and unzipped the bag, revealing to be a head. Who's Ricky's? That's him. I can't believe it. And as Steve held Carol, just as the man zipped the body back up and took it away. Ricky was found stabbed to death. Alright, given to what's happened, this is now a murder investigation. I'm gonna go call the chief and fill in what's happened. And as Greg turned and walked away, while the others continued talking. I just don't understand this. Who would do something so horrible? I think we all know who's responsible for this.